Hey guys, it's your boy ChinsNiffer445 back with another Let's Play. Today we're going to be checking out this game. I've been getting a lot of requests for it. It's called Halo Reach. Now from what I've been told, this game was made by a homophobic anthropomorphic frog person with big teeth. Oh look guys, I got this achievement called Getting Wood. Haha, yeah, bet. I get that achievement every time my girlfriend walks in and my shaboing boing goes flip flap. Alright, so let's build our first house here guys, before it gets too dark and the creepy crawlies of the night come by and steal all my blood. Yep, there we go. Okay, so the house isn't quite done, but I think I'll make it through the night. Shit, I don't know how to make a sword, you guys. Oh my god, this is crazy. There's these white guys shooting at me. Holy shit, you guys. This is just like O-Block. Okay, you guys, so I'm almost dead, but you know, your boy is goated as fuck. So we're bing chillin' here in the crib. So I finished my house, but like, you guys, look at this now. There's more white people trying to get my ass. Like, what the hell, this game is crazy. You guys are crazy. So I'm doing some mining now, you guys. And guys, look at this. You guys, I can't see. You guys, oh my god. Squid friend. Okay, so now there's these dogs here. And I just remembered that I got some bones from the white people I killed. So I'm gonna try to tame me some wolves. Oh well. Okay, fuck me then. I need some more mats, you guys. And I'm like about to die of starvation. So like, I don't know what to do. I might just be screwed, honestly. Wait, you guys, do you see that? There's some lights over there. I'm gonna end it off here, but if you want to see what those lights are, you're gonna have to like, share, comment, and absolutely fucking obliterate that subscribe button and ring that notification bell. If we can get 50,000 likes on this video, I'm gonna drop part 2, you guys. Like, this shit gonna be so fire. I can't even hold it in, you guys. I might shit myself. If you guys don't get me 50,000 likes, I'm actually gonna kill myself.
How can you make infinite money on YouTube while sitting on your ass doing nothing? Nobody's a bigger expert on that than yours truly. Today's video is sponsored by Humva. Yeah, I don't know how this got sponsored, to tell you the truth. I don't know if it was the John Toads Gameboard Fitzgerald Kennedy assassination joke or the Keemstar killing a dog bit, but something made a company want to sponsor me. So what is it we're talking about today? Well, today we are looking at Humva. Humva is an easy go-to avatar tool designed to revolutionize the talent market by offering a user-friendly, accessible solution for creating professional or customized digital avatars. So basically, if you need some kind of avatar for video creation, Humva's got you covered. There's all these different types of templates meant for many different use cases. So maybe you need to create a virtual avatar job application video.
Hi, this is a job interview, and I would like this job because my wife killed herself and my van just broke down. I plan on starting a fire later today, but I will eat a large rodent first.
Maybe you just want to make a greeting for someone.
Hi, it's so nice to meet you finally. After you harassed me on Reddit 4 years ago, I have a 2x4 shoved up my ass and would like it to be slowly removed while classical music plays. Localize, Mother 3.
Maybe you need to threaten someone.
The government killed my family, and now I am the prophecy of the elite retaliation.
Or perhaps you just want to create a silly little video.
Penis. Penis. I love me some penis.
Yeah, this is going to be fun. But basically, Humva is a great and extremely easy to use tool to create high-quality AI avatar videos. Humva provides a lot of examples for you to better understand its purpose.
Let us simplify the complex world of finance and law, giving you the confidence to manage your future with ease and security.
Knowledge is power, and learning is the ultimate adventure.
Breathe in the fresh air, feel the sun on your skin, and hear the call of adventure.
And because of its user-friendly interface, writing scripts and creating videos is just an absolute breeze. From top to bottom, there is no learning curve, and all you need is a pair of eyes to get it all working. It's as easy as pick, type, generate. Literally. They say it's great for social media creators who want to maintain anonymity. But if you want to use your own face in here, you can do that too. With an easy-to-use avatar creator, you can put yourself or any image of someone through Humva and create a digital avatar to say whatever you want. Make it cartoony, change the background, the voice. There's a fuck ton of customization options here. But first, let's see what we can do with Humva. So I told them that I would go through some of the examples they gave and put some of me in it, showing how my YouTube viewers might find this interesting, so here's what I got. My first one we have here is a drama YouTuber who talks all about the latest happenings on this godforsaken platform. So this is the type of content you can generate using Humva AI.
Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be talking about this up-and-coming YouTuber pretty new to the scenes. His name is BearMan3600, and he just released this video called, in all caps, "Do not buy the Nintendo Switch 2." Now I gotta say, I agree with many of his points. Some of the things he says is just a bit too out there though, but overall it was a good video that gave me some laughs. Now shortly after this video came out, he released another one, this time called The Sad Reality of Mario Kart World. Now most people saw it as a cheap way to ride the Nintendo hate train and pocket off of the controversy happening all over the platform, but I see it more as the worst collection of opinions I've ever heard in my life. I mean, for real, every single take this guy has is just completely bizarre and based on nothing. Whether it's complaining about a rewind feature you don't have to use, or the fact that the character select menu is too long, this video has no shortage of the absolute worst gaming takes you could ever hear. I can understand his frustration with the industry and the Switch 2 video, but this new one just takes his credibility and brings it to zero. He says sarcastically in the description that these are just his opinions, but I've never heard of those and would rather misunderstand everything he says and then cry about it. All in all, I hope you guys enjoyed the video and give Bearman's video a watch. He makes some interesting points and has some other funny stuff on his channel, so he should probably just stick to that instead of arguing with the lonely Goomba on Twitter. I like some of his Minecraft shit, but I don't really care for anything else he does. Thanks for watching, and Bear, man, you should kill yourself.
So you can see right off the bat that the 3D capabilities here are pretty impressive. There's a lot of movement going on, more than just around the face. This was one of the sample avatars. Some kind of weird mix of people. Looks like Wavy Websurf and Vinny Vinesauce fucked. Another one of my favorite video types is top 10 lists. If WatchMojo can make money putting out whatever this shit is for years, then I have no doubt we can make money using AI.
Here are my top 10 reasons Gabe Newell should shit on my face. Number 6, because I really like Dota, and I just bought a Steam Deck and pirated the entire PlayStation 2 library. Number 5, because he looks like a fat god, and I bet he would be into it. That disgusting fat idiot. Number 3, because I bought the orange box when it was on sale at Radio Shack in 2009 before they closed, and my mother, God rest her soul, made me get hit by a car before I was allowed to play it. Number 2, because I'm running low on condoms, and the number one reason Gabe Newell should shit on my face, because he's a fat fucking loser and I'm into that kind of thing. I am not allowed in Seattle.
Another type of video I said my viewers might be interested in are video game reviews, because that's kind of what they mostly watch me do.
Hey guys, so today we are going to be checking out this game called Plants vs. the Zombies. Basically, this game is about plants, and they become weapons of sorts and fight of these zombie guys. The game was developed by Poppycat and was released exclusively for the iPhone 9. Throughout your ventures in this loony land, you'll come across new plants and discover the true meaning of friendship. I'd have to give this game a 9 out of 11 because my son died while I was playing it.
Now this here is a great example of the green screen template. A lot of the pre-made avatars feature a green background so that you can easily change it to whatever you want. Of course, later on when we create an avatar, we'll be able to use a green screen as well.
Hey guys, Peeping Tom Sawyer 115, back with another legit game review. Today we're going to be looking at Linguini's Manson for the Chintendo Gay Station. This game released in 1997 exclusively for the Luigi's Mansion Cube and was first revealed at E3 2011. I still remember my first time playing this game. It was Christmas morning, 1955, and I had just woke up from a hernia I had 4 months prior. My entire family was dead, and that's how I first played this game. Now, truth be told, this game was a bit controversial when it first came out, since it was the first video game ever to feature women. This was a major step forward for the industry and planted the seeds of the woke mind virus. I recently learned that the earth is flat. This game fucking makes me want to eat a slug. If you have a Sega Saturn, this is a must-play for any Smash Bros. Fans out there. Definitely going to give this game 4 colostomy bags out of 5.
So if you're looking to become a big-time game reviewer, Humva AI can help out a lot with that. All these little pre-made options here have a short example that you can watch to help you better understand the use cases for that avatar.
Feel stronger, move better, live healthier.
Wait, what?
Work it harder, make it better, do it faster, makes us stronger.
Here, this time we got a movie review.
Hey guys, so I just got back from seeing the latest Kevin Bacon film, Oppenheimer. It follows the life of Robert Heimer, a theoretical physicist from MIT, whose goal in life is to vaporize Japanese people. Now, if you ask me, this movie is 100% a load of Japanese government propaganda, so you need to go into this movie with an open mind like my fourth wife did when I bashed her skull in. Robert J. Oppenheimer is probably best well known for holding the Mario Kart 64 any percent glitchless world record on Wii U Virtual Console using the PAL version of the game. He famously coined the term backwards schlong jump, a trick now used by the entire speedrunning community when running Banshee Boardwalk, using Toad since he's a lightweight character. Now he makes bombs for the US government that kill millions of innocent people, but he can still be found streaming Super Metroid on Twitch from time to time. So halfway through the film, I began ferociously vomiting all over the women on both sides of me, because there was a scene where John Bert Hyman Slayer was naked, and it was so fucking sickening I almost shitted myself, then slit my throat wide open right there in row 15, even though there were 4 children sitting behind me. Although I have my gripes with this film, it definitely got me emotional towards the end when Flopenheimen finally meets Pamela Anderson outside Loot Lake. A very emotional scene for moviegoers like me, who lost their father at a very young age. All in all, I'd have to give this movie a 55 out of 73. I was definitely impressed with some of the special effects used to reanimate former President Hillary Clinton, and it definitely is a contender for science fiction film of the year, but it just doesn't have that wow factor that films like Ryan's World the movie, Titan Universe Adventure can provide to an average film enjoyer. Certainly an impressive pile of shit.
Now, among all the pre-made avatars, there's a couple animated ones. Humva AI makes creating lifelike avatars simple, but if you'd rather go for something more animated and cartoony, making something like this is just as easy.
Carfort, Game Word, Flat Slim, Milk, Meat, Bean Chip Bag, Buy, Sell, Dig, Doug Tin Man, Confan, Jam Lad, Sad, Bad Gag, Bib Bid.
You'd probably have it say more than just word jumbles, but you know, it's all up to you. Humva is extremely easy to use. They insisted I say that a lot. And I mean, it is easy to use, I won't lie. Doing all this took no figuring out. Another genre of video you might want to create using Humva are B-roll intense videos such as how-to videos. Here's a scenario where I use Humva to create a cooking tutorial.
Hey guys, today I am going to show you how to cook spaghetti. So first you want to cut the onions and then spread the cheese. Once the water is done, pour it all into the sink. Next, you're going to want to take the onions you chopped and put them in a Ziploc. Then you're going to leave that Ziploc in the freezer overnight. Next, you're going to take a Dr. Pepper and pour it on top of an egg. Once that's done, take the potato you microwaved and feed it to the floor. After you finish air frying that ball of tinfoil, your salmon will be finished.
Now, I think this here is a great example of how you can use Humva to mix AI-generated videos with your own footage to create something unique. Here's another example.
This next recipe is called Strawberry Delight. First, you take a red Wiimote and put it in your dishwasher. Next, you're going to take 4 rubber bands and season them with salt. Once the ice has melted, put a copy of Pikmin 3 in between 2 trays in your oven. Set the oven to 290 degrees and turn the bottom right burner on. Now it's time to glaze the strawberries. This is my favorite part. To do this, you're going to balance a stick of butter vertically and throw an ear of corn at it. The strawberries should now be cooked. Now all that's left to do is top the cake. Take a copy of Earth to Echo on Blu-ray and put it in a Jack Hughes jersey. Once you finish your Modelo, you can take the Bible out of the toaster. Your lobster tails are now complete. Enjoy.
So now, why don't we check out how we can make an avatar? Making an avatar is super simple and gives you a lot of different ways to customize your creation. You can choose to generate a unique avatar based on a picture, or you can choose to directly animate a character or person within a picture. I chose to animate a character within a picture, and I'm thinking another one of my favorite things to read or listen to on the internet are ratings and reviews. Here's my Humva AI character's review of a local municipal pool.
If you're looking for a great place to relieve your foot fungus, look no further than the kiddie pool. If I had $1 for every time I took a monster shit in the deep fryers of the grease house that is the food court here, I'd have $14. I frequently sell blow to the owner of this pool. My goal of coming here is to make everyone fear me. I can often be found staring at the kids who play ping pong on the sun-bleached beer pong tables. My piece of shit brother-in-law donated to the administration, which is filled with unlikable pricks. If you see me, be prepared to be offered a back rub and a lewd picture of my wife. I usually watch YouTube on my iPad that overheats all the fucking time. My wife's bitch sister gave it to me while drinking hard liquor out of a vase. Sometimes I let fish go free into the pool and they kick me out because the fish disintegrate in the chlorine and the pool becomes filled with fish blood and bones, and it apparently scares the kids who are all a bunch of fucking pussies. Definitely would recommend checking this place out. The pool water is usually cold. This is the diving board I push women off of.
Now let's say perchance, instead of animating my picture, I want Humva to create a person based off my picture. Well, easier done than said. I can take that same picture and have Humva make me a person out of it.
I just had the worst day of my life. I walked into Newark Airport and was shot immediately simply because I threatened to bomb Terminal A. The piece of shit staff smelled like AIDS and grabbed my son by the teeth and blew his brains out. That I was thankful for, but I thought it was rather rude that a security, who was a woman by the way, split my feet in half, maimed me, shot both my arms, and worst of all, made me put out my cigarette. My son was dead by this point. We were able to work things out. It was all a misunderstanding. Although my son's brains were all over the baggage claim, we all were able to have a good laugh about it, and the staff were good sports. Then the icing on the cake. They cut me off after 9 glasses of whiskey because apparently the sissy flight attendants can't take a fucking joke. They said I was assaulting them, but I was just trying to flirt. I always end up wanting to kill myself after visiting this airport. But this time, since my son was shot and killed, I would have to say it was a positive experience. Thanks to the kind staff for making the experience memorable.
Now, there's a great example of using a green screen with a custom avatar. It's super simple to do and generates within mere minutes.
Good God, where do I begin? First of all, the hostess sat us down and I wanted to throw her fat ass into the harbor. I came here with my Fanuc nephew Guggenheim and stepsister-in-law once removed. My wife couldn't make it because she's in the hospital battling cancer. After an almost 2-minute wait, the waitress finally waddled her tugboat-shaped ass over to our table and gave us water after we all explicitly asked for piss. She couldn't have been more rude. At this point in the meal, Guggenheim, my nephew, began convulsing. We asked her what beers they had on tap, and she insisted that I fuck myself. It was at this point I wished I was Nicole Brown Simpson after that thing happened. Dave, my stepsister-in-law once removed, suggested we order the baller. It was this huge platter of shit that cost $291 fucking dollars. I told her she was being a covetous, greedy cunt. At this point, Guggenheim stopped convulsing at the proverbial scent of the butch lesbian dive bar on the other side of the restaurant. After a grueling 6-minute wait, the shit platter finally came, and within seconds, Guggenheim began ferociously devouring oysters like pussy. In an act of selflessness, Dave violently chucked one of 16 oysters across the room where it landed in the ass crack of a small white pansexual like a dime in a vending machine. To Dave's dismay, the pansexual saltine began breaking out in hives. Turns out she was deathly allergic to seafood. After she fell on the floor and her heart stopped beating, we were asked very rudely by the manager to leave the establishment. What an absolute shitfest. Thankfully, we didn't end up paying for the platter of oysters, though.
Can you believe someone's sponsoring this? When it comes to creating an avatar, you can also just do nothing if that's something you prefer. Obviously, it's more fun and useful to animate someone, but you do you, I guess.
The fairy kingdom is drowning GKFJBC, KKFNDFSC. I saw a gun once, and I don't like the birds anymore.
Sometimes you want to seem more professional in a YouTube video, and Humva can do that too.
Welcome to Cockfuckers Limited. I'm your host, John Cockfucker.
When it comes to introducing yourself, a proper send-off is just as important and simple to make.
Thanks for watching, and fuck your wife.
It's worth noting that there is no filter on these things, so you can get as vulgar as you want.
As fucking president of the fucking United States, I will take all the fucking precautions to fucking protect this fucking great country of ours.
I think this is also a great use tool when retelling stories, since you can take advantage of the green screen element and really capture the memories vividly so viewers can understand the picture you're trying to paint.
I don't actually go to this school. I just went here with my dying wife as her final wish. Upon arrival, we were greeted by a staff member and met our tour group, none of which spoke English. I was speaking to the tour leader, and wow, what a douchebag. They hired some greasy virgin to show us around, and they couldn't have found anyone with bigger feet if they tried. And to hell with the fat bitch woman who asked me where I'm from. Is she trying to stalk me? I told her to go fuck herself and that I would kill her family should she talk to me again. My wife collapsed during this, and the brain-dead staff didn't know how to do CPR, so we all just watched her have contortions. It was pretty funny. After a few minutes, we started kicking her and she woke up, so we continued with the tour. We found ourselves at the food court, where I had what I can only describe as the fermented testicles of rotting corpse. It was fucking disgusting. I promptly threw it at our tour guide, and thank God it hit his eye because he was bleeding like a goddamned fountain. My wife got a kick out of it. After he sucked it up like a man, he took us to the library where I took an absolute monster shit in a Bible. It was very emotional for my wife, whom is a Korea vet. Following that, he took us to this tall building area that looked over the entire campus. It was beautiful. Me and the Vietnamese guy, whom I made friends with in the library by sharing derogatory terms with, decided it would be funny to push the tour guide out the window. We did, and he immediately died on impact to the ground. The other people started screaming, so my wife and I booked it. It was a real great time. My wife died on the drive back.
Something I genuinely find very impressive, and I feel I don't see this as much with other AI models, is that the surroundings are also animated as well. It's very engaging to the viewer to feel that a world is more lived and breathed in. Here's an example I found impressive. Watch closely and you can see that even the reflections in the mirror change to correlate with the movements of the avatar.
Boy, oh boy. To start off, nothing's more inviting than the loud, screaming piece of shit kid that was right by the entrance. As soon as I got past him, I was able to trip him, and he hit his dipshit fat head on a rail and blacked out, thank God. I came to this place to buy my son a bottle of lighter fluid for his 9th birthday, again. And the first thing I noticed when I walked in was a huge mammal eating a customer. A bit further in, I was somewhat surprised by an employee whom grabbed me and started gnawing on my arm. I was letting her go at it for a bit at my little arm until it was completely covered in blood, and I began to bleed out, and some bitch woman started screaming, so I casually walked away to avoid a scene. I immediately started heading over to aisle 23B, which I know by heart is where the lighter fluid is, halfway down on the bottom shelf, so you can imagine my face when I walked almost all the fucking way across the store just to see that these goddamn clown slapdicks had moved the lighter fluid to a different aisle. I wanted to immediately die. I profusely walked to the middle of the store, looking for an employee to eviscerate, when I just so happened to bump into the manager of the store, a buddy of mine. He asked me what was wrong, but I quickly cut him off by wrapping my metallic robot hands, long story, around his dumb fucking neck and snapping both his arms. While he was screaming in pain and begging for mercy, I was able to open up his stomach and disembowel him. Some degenerate pussy saw what was happening, and within 4 minutes everyone had evacuated the store like a bunch of cunts. During that time, I continued removing all of his organs when, and this is the kicker, I looked up for a moment while bashing his skull in, and you won't believe this. The lighter fluid was right there, in aisle 18A. I felt like such a goofball. Anyway, me and the manager had a good laugh about it and made up. I then took his jaw as a trophy. After all that, I was more than happy to check out my bottle of lighter fluid and steal 4 packs of Trident gum.
Sadly, we're nearing the end of our Humva journey, but I think a great way to end it off is with 1 or 2 more reviews, but with elements that clash. This really goes to show just how easy it is to push your creative boundaries with Humva, and put them all into one AI-generated video. This one's going to hit close to home for those of you in and around the tri-state area.
If you ever want to be treated like a piece of crap, look no further than the absolute hellhole that is the Prudential Center. First of all, this place is in the middle of fucking Newark. I'd rather kill my nephew than go to Newark. I took my dying nephew, he has the clap, to see the New Jersey hockey team here, and within the first 4 minutes of period 1, a puck came flying at him, and the impact eviscerated his face, killing him instantly. I couldn't have been happier. It was finally some way to get back at my sister for dropping my iPad at the casino. My sister is a deadbeat bitch who needs to get her shit together. I am not the biggest hockey fan, but I decided to stay for the rest of the game because there was this fat whale of a woman sitting 4 rows down from me, and I planned on tripping her at the end of the period. At the end of the period, I tripped her, and she was so fat her stomach tore open, and several vital organs came plopping down the stairs. Although it was hilarious, and she probably deserved it, I was upset to see that she had gotten some of her beluga whale blood on my brand new Doc Martens. They were a gift from my nephew. By the start of the second period, I had already downed my 9th Michelob Ultra like a boss and had to urinate catastrophically. Unfortunately, I didn't make it and ended up shitting myself while trying to make my hike back up the stairs. I pissed as well, though. The fat blimp staff member asked me to leave at this point, to which I stabbed her with the shiv I hid in my wallet on the way in. A nice local sold it to me in exchange for a hand job and tomorrow night's Powerball numbers. Needless to say, I was not enjoying my experience. I had to run, which I have trouble with because of a rare blood disease, and sat on a child in Section 17 who died instantly. Thankfully, his parents were not around, and no one noticed the sounds of his bones being destroyed. Just as I began sipping my 11th Michelob Ultra, I had a 10th while I was running. The New Jerseys were scored on by the Chicago Blackhawks. And yes, that's really their name. My nephew told me, and I didn't believe him until they said it out loud. I couldn't read the giant TV because I dropped out of high school when I was 29 and am illiterate. I have a doctored high school diploma though, so I can still get into bars. I think the New Jerseys won, but on the way out I pushed a veteran down the up escalator, and he was stuck there falling for like 3 whole minutes before some joke Nazi had to come over and ruin the fun. She helped him up and called me a fat piece of shit. And let me tell you, she was one to throw rocks from a glass house. The fat beluga bitch must have weighed, I kid you not, at least 600 pounds. Like, okay, sweetheart, maybe put the fork down before you ruin the last bit of fun I could have possibly had at this shithole, which was pushing a veteran down some stairs. All in all, 6 people killed themselves in the parking garage. I double parked in on the other side of town, where parking is only $2.25 an hour, though I did end up just taking the parking lot ticket off of another car and just put it on mine. Funnily enough, that car was towed, and the family of 5, who were minorities I might add, were devastated. I will never be back to the Prudential Center unless Alicia Keys does a show there. A waste of my time, money, and overall just a very tolling experience emotionally. On the bright side, I didn't have to pay for my nephew's McDonald's on the way back because he was dead and his skull exploded. Definitely not coming back here.
To me, my least favorite part of making videos is the recording shit. I can't stand, I hate it. It's the worst part. So I see Humva and I'm thinking, you know, maybe this is my ticket out. Maybe I don't have to do this shit anymore. But you can see how easy it is to make these kinds of reviews. And imagine how interesting it'll be to see people's personalities come out through these avatars rather than just plain text on Facebook or Yelp. Maybe if you live on the East Coast but not specifically in the tri-state area, you may be able to relate more to this last one that casts a slightly wider net of people ranging from Maryland to Delaware.
I just had the worst experience of my life. I went into ShopRite to buy cigarettes, a can opener, and single-use baby wipes for my bleeding asshole as I normally do, when this fucking asshole named Dave, which doesn't even sound like a real name by the way, walked up to me and began interrogating me and asking me if I needed any help. I promptly shot him and his stupid-looking white daughter and ran like hell to the soap aisle. To my utter dismay, there was a service animal with no owner taking a wild and monstrous poop in the middle of the aisle. It was the most abhorrent thing I've seen since my third-step mother blew her brains out at my daughter's christening. Further into my shopping experience, I was looking at the succulent Granny Smith apples on display in the produce department when suddenly, a rowdy group of kids, all of which seemed around the same age as my Haitian niece before she was killed in a bombing, began chucking entire heads of cauliflower at a disabled veteran sitting at the in-store Starbucks. My old therapist once told me that I have the heart of a child, and he was so right because I just couldn't help but join in on the fun. Within minutes, the veteran's ribs were shattered to pieces and he peacefully suffocated to death in his own blood. It's so sad when God takes the life of good people, but it is all part of his divine plan. Now this is where things took a turn for the worse. I have this broken fatback television set in my cellar, and I need to get it out before my nagging cunt of an ex-wife, the one I took to Montana for Mardi Gras, comes over and tries to take it. As if taking half my paycheck isn't enough to feed her and my fat kid. But the TV is heavy, so I asked these young boys to help me lift it. They agreed to help if I bought them 6 Buzzballs and a case of Natty Light, so after they helped me fit my groceries under my shirt, we went to the neighboring liquor store, and you'll never believe this. There was a guy pummeling another veteran to death. What are the odds? So we joined in, but suddenly the cops show up and I start running out towards the parking lot, you know, and this one fat pig starts shooting at me, so I pick up Dylan, he was wearing red shoes, and use him as a shield, and God bless that kid because he took an entire round like a champ. I think the kids died, but I made it back to the car, so everything ended up working out. Definitely will be back to this ShopRite. Friendly staff. The liquor store Dylan was shot in.
If you're interested in Humva AI, click the link down in the description or in the pinned comment to receive 1 month at $0.1. I think that's 10 cents. I'm gonna assume that's 10 cents. Well, it says Humva is offering an exclusive first month free trial for our new users. Simply enter the discount code HeyHumva on the payment page to try 1 month standard pan for only $0.1. But even if you're still on the fence, making a Humva account is free and you can still use your free credits to create amazing videos like I did. The first 1,000 people who use code HeyHumva I think get a free month, or if not, you only pay 10 cents. Thank you whoever it was at Humva who saw that the Switch video did well but didn't look into anything else I do. Thank you. Either way, thank you Humva for sponsoring this video, and be sure to check them out and share your incredible AI avatar videos with me on social media. Thank you all so much for watching, and as always, I've been wasting your time.
This video was sponsored by our friends over at Humva AI. Check out the code in the description to get your first month for only 10 cents, I think. The idea that anyone would sponsor whatever the fuck it is you just watched is unbelievable. Like, can we honestly just step outside ourselves for a moment and realize that the horrific slop you just watched was all brought to you by a sponsor? Jesus Christ. Well, anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I'm Rufus, and I've been wasting your time. Eat shit and go fuck yourself.